The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
This is crazy, and we've all seen the footage, and that is the is that plane that flew down and then landed upside down because this is the thing. Someone peeled off the "This Way Up" sticker.
So it flipped on landing in Toronto because the runway was all icy and snow everywhere.
Everybody survived, and the footage of these people getting out of the plane.
Imagine rolling a plane.
Yeah,
it's tough to do. I'd give it a go. I've got to say, though, when you saw that runway,
yes,
there is no surprise at all that would be some kind of accident.
That it would be. It looked a bit slippy.
So it's amazing.
They don't have any chains on the wheels of those.
The plane's upside down, and the people have gotten out, and then the people are like, actually, it's dawned on them. They're walking past, someone filming on their phone. We just survived the plane crash.
I know, and the fact that everybody, there were a few injuries. Most of the injuries were sustained when people unclipped their seatbelt upside down and then fell.
Because we don't normally sit upside down.
No, that's right. And also, you would be concerned that something's going to catch fire. So people wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
But just I can't even imagine.
And Shaun, if there was just like heaps of those packs of peanuts scattered around, would you grab some on the way out?
I'd have to.
I mean, you have to.
It's an opportunity lost.
Yeah. Or would you go quickly, run out the front and see what it's like to sit in business class upside down?
I think it loses some of it. So
tough to press the button, though.
Here's the thing. So there was a little while back, there was a story about a plane and it was a plane crash and all these people survived it because the plane literally just hit another plane really tap.
Oh, yeah.
That was an official plane crash.
Technically, it's a plane crash.
People survived a plane crash. Isn't that amazing?
So you go to a party.
I go to a party.
Yep.
This is my friend Nathan. By the way, he survived a plane crash.
Yes.
And then you tell the story and everyone's disappointed. Yeah, but it's the headline.
But your plane rolling on landing, that's impressive.
That is a great
That's a great party story. I mean, there's another headline story in the last 24 hours, which is the little boy who was playing in the kitchen and he's fallen backwards onto the open dishwasher, when mum's loading it, and she made the mistake, poor mum, of having a steak knife pointing up, and it has impaled into his spine 1 millimetre, and he would have lost the use of his legs.
So he can either say,
he's fine.
He can either say, I've been impaled, but the more big headline is someone stabbed me in the back.
Stabbed me.
Literally stabbed me in the back.
It was the dishwasher stabbed him in the back.
That's a great thing. Someone that's been bitten by a shark and the shark just scraped them. You're a survivor of a shark attack.
Sometimes that happens when you see that happen and they are able to get a tooth of the shark out of the person's leg. But then you think, it seems like it's not a great story. What
do you mean?
You want to, I don't know, fighting off you want to Mick Fanning.
You want to Mick Fanning punch it in the face.
No, I don't.
Actually, what am I doing? I'm in the water this weekend.
You are literally the sharks listen to this show.
And if there's no difference between a shark bite and a shark nibble.
Yeah.
It's still...
Yeah. Okay, it's a shark bite. It's a shark attack.
Yeah,
you survived it.
Indeed. Yeah, that's right.
It's a great headline.
Okay, we'd
survivors. You're a bunch of survivors.
I want to... You've got a headline of a story, right? And it's really impressive. The story might be pretty stupid and pretty lame, but the headline is amazing. It's one of those ones. I survived a plane crash. I was attacked by a lion.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Really just bounded up and licked you on the face.
Yep. All right, everyone, hit it.
Breaking news.
That's right, everyone. We are talking about the news headlines from your life. The headlines that are attention-grabbing, but the stories might be shit. I've got one. Remember, here's my headline, right?
I'm guessing which level this is going to be.
This isn't about you putting that bloody garden box together, is it?
No. Man kisses A-list celebrity.
Yes. It was...
Is she an A-list celebrity?
Well, she's in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tongue-kissed Joanna Griggs.
Yeah.
Should have seen where his hands went.
I know. Settle down, crowd. We were saying goodbye, and when you go do the kiss, and sometimes you do the hug the same way, and this and that. We both were talking at the same time while giving each other a kiss, and our tongues touched.
It turned him for a second.
She has never been back. We should have
never been back. That's a really good point. That's a great point.
Debbie's in Mandurah. Morning, Debbie.
Morning. How you going?
Great, Debbie.
Now, Deb, what is the headline?
Yeah, go.
Phys ed teacher taken out with javelin to the head.
Oh, Debbie!
Tell us more.
Okay, tell us the story.
Well, I'm doing an inter-school carnival in charge of the, it's primary school, so, but year sixes, big young men, throwing a, well, they are at that age. Yeah, year sixes, and I just finished, I was running the show on my own, and I just finished marking the last competitor, and one of the next young man didn't wait for my call to be all clear, and as I had pegged the last marker and head up, and the javelin came up. It was a 30 to 40 metre javelin.
Whoa.
And it took me out and took my head, hit me in the head.
You know what,
So, Debbie, my mind immediately goes to the javelin basically stuck in your head like it's in the cartoons, okay? So, obviously, that didn't happen.
No, that's what happened. And then luckily, someone threw a shot put and just knocked it all the way through.
So, how did it just glance off your head? What happened?
So, it glanced off my head. I got 8 staples, and it went through my shoulder, like past my shoulder. So
Yeah, no, that's significant.
Debbie, most important thing, how did you do the measurement to the point?
I didn't actually realize. I was concussed, so I didn't actually realise it happened.
Yes.
I was still going.
Why were you concussed?
And there was a huge gasp from all the, the parents and things. And as I came up, I didn't realise it was until I saw the blood pouring out of my head that I was sort of like,
This is a great compo. You know what? Because it's workers' comp. You're at work doing this, so you have to fill out a form.
It's 4 years later, and I'm still having procedures.
Oh, that's
not
sad.
good,
That's sad, because I was going to say everything is better on a stick. It is, Sean. Sausage on a stick.
My spine and everything, whiplash and all the rest of it.
So you're getting procedures. So what's the main thing that's still happening with that? What is it?
I've had nerve damage through my scapular area and all my C1 to T2 right down there. I've had procedures there. Yeah.
Have you had to pay anything because it was workers' comp, but you've not had to put a cent out of your pocket? Has it affected you financially?
It's affected me. Financially, yeah. Well, it's because workers' comp, but I haven't missed a day of work though. I've been to work every day.
Have you?
Yeah,
you're a champion.
Sure, you can't put me down.
That's what I
It's got a javelin sticking out of it.
But I'm in the classroom.
And with a helmet on.
Debbie,
All right.
what a trooper, Debbie.
Be careful. When I was in primary school, no javelins, and this is why.
Is that true? That's
Hey,
true?
guys.
I was never any good with the javelins.
Hey guys. We've got another story.
Yeah.
Welcome, Sue from Baldivis. Hi, Sue.
Hi, good morning.
Sue, we'd love to know, what is the headline?
I survived a blue-ringed octopus.
Okay. All right. Talk us through it. Where were you? What happened?
It was when I was very little, and we had only been in Australia, I don't know, a year or two, so I was about 3 or 4, and we went to Yanchep for the day, and we're playing up there, and I picked this thing up because we're exploring.
Yeah, and they're
I
cute.
yelled out to my mum, and I said, "Look how pretty!" It was a blue-ringed octopus.
Yes.
And I'm waving it round, and my poor mum freaked out because she knew that they were dangerous.
Paralysed you straight away.
Yeah, so she was freaking out but didn't want me to freak out.
Yes.
So she gently came closer and closer, and then when she got close enough, she realised it was dead.
Oh, thank God. Isn't it amazing when kids don't know what something is? I, for about 2 days, until I showed my mum, carried around what I thought was a candlestick holder, and it was actually a bong that I found in the park.
There was an article in the paper last year, Nat, with the blue ring octopus down south. There was a couple of people who'd been picking up shells, and they were going to make a necklace out of them. And there was a live blue ring octopus in there.
Because that's where they had.
Wouldn't that be so funny if you gave it as a present?
Yeah, and the thing about blue-ringed octopus, they're kid-sized. They're the perfect size for kids that are collecting shells and fossicking around in tidal pools and stuff. To go, oh, look, it's so pretty and it's so tiny. And there was a Instagram post a couple of years ago of some tourists doing it because they're like, oh, look at this. And everyone's like, well, that is a highly poisonous creature.
Yeah, everyone. Hello, Jay from Allenbrook.
Hello, guys.
Oh, Jay, we've heard your colourful life over the years, so I'm frightened to know what this one is.
What's
Give us
the headline?
Sister is hit by train and survives.
Oh, okay, Jay. What's the story? What happened?
So it happened when I was 10. My sister had a little bit too much to drink.
Yep.
She was legal age, by the way. So
okay, good.
She was legal age.
Yep, so what, 12.
And she left my dad's work in near Oak Street train station, and
I know that.
she, for some reason, hopped the actual line and was hit by a train.
So the train was okay. So
coming into the station.
yeah. So the house.
Yes,
So
so
the train was
slowing down.
going quite slow. Yes.
The
still.
train was still going. Police said about 60 k's an hour.
Oh, wait. So how did she survive
Jay.
that?
I have no idea. This sister of mine
drunk.
has a lot of lives. Let's put it that way.
Did what kind of injuries did she get out of it at all?
So she broke both arms and has steel plates in her arms.
Yep.
She had a steel plate put into her head.
Oh.
As well as
no javelin then.
No javelin.
She's got a permanent dent in her head.
Wow.
Does the permanent dent fit anything quite well? Like you could leave the remote control on there, like a groove in a cigarette.
You got to make the most. Yeah.
Look, I reckon you could put a ping pong ball in there.
Handy.
Imagine having a spot in your head
To keep your ping pong ball.
Yeah, that's actually amazing.
You get a job in Thailand.
Another headline from my high school was a girl survives being hit by a bus. And that was a girl that I was friends with, Belinda, and she bought a new moped, and the bus rolled in, and she was on a moped, and they lightly just kissed. And then
You sure it wasn't my sister?
No, then their moped fell over and smashed into a million pieces.
Yeah, right.
Is that
It's
what
made of China.
Nothing.
Thanks, Jay.
Great
We're glad
story,
your sister's
Jay.
all right. Let's move on to our on-the-spot reporter, Isabella.
All right, let's go, Isabella.
What is your headline, Isabella?
Hello, how are you guys?
We're wonderful.
What do you got for us?
I recently, about last year, got hit by a car when I was driving, and it threw me in the air, and I tumbled for about 100 metres.
So
What?
girl survives
You say-
being hit by a car.
But you were in a car.
You were driving and that happened.
Yeah, I was driving,
Like
and it
that.
happened. The car didn't see me, came out of nowhere, and I just tumbled like a little tumble.
How did you come out
you
of
were
your
in a car.
Isabella?
Another car hit you and you flew out of the car. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Did you go through the windscreen out the door? Can you tell us a bit more about that part?
I know, Sean. It makes sense. Go. Break it down for us. This is great. We're intrigued.
So I went out the windscreen.
Yes.
I had my belt on, though. I had my belt on, but I went out the windscreen.
Yeah.
And I tumbled, and luckily I only had a little bit of internal bleeding, but that was it.
Wow.
When you stopped tumbling, were you able to get your feet and put your arms out? Like,
like a gymnast.
I was I was crying and laughing at the same time.
Okay.
So I had no idea what happened,
Yeah.
and it was like a shock. And then luckily there was cops and ambulance that came, and then I just had internal bleeding, and then that was kind of fixed a few months later.
I always wonder, right, in those accidents where you're being flung through the air,
Yes.
is it fun for a second? Because you are flying. You know what I mean? Would it be like, I know this is terrible, it's happened, I know when it lands it's going to be bad, but like, whee!
I just went through a windscreen.
Just
Look at me go.
Yeah. The
When
windscreen.
you think about it now,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, the windscreen. Did you break that with your head?
No, it broke in the crash.
Thank
so
God.
luckily,
Right.
if I did break it, then my head would have been in. But luckily, it was already
Wow.
broken.
So what happened to the seatbelt?
It said there was a malfunction of the
It
seat.
stayed on the seat. It was fine.
Wow.
It's a
Imagine
seatbelt.
that. You think it's going to stop you, don't
It's
you?
a seatbelt, not an Isabella belt.
Yeah.
extraordinary.
Well,
Jeez,
so
Isabella.
my seat was in good.
Yep. No, well, mate, they don't promise anything else. It's a
That's
seatbelt.
a very dramatic
Okay,
story. Thank you.
they were great headlines
Thanks,
with
everybody.
actually quite impressive stories behind them.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Time to catch up with, well, he's the Prince of Perth, isn't he?
Oh,
yeah.
wait,
Boy, done good.
He has to fight Troy Sivan and Harley Reid for that.
Oh, yeah.
Joel Creasey, hello.
Good morning.
Hey,
Good morning. How's it
Joel.
going?
We are wonderful. We noticed when Nathan mentioned the Gazman shirt that there was a bit of a reaction coming from you when we saw you on the screen.
Watch your back, Nathan. I will be in Perth very soon. This ain't Gazman. No, hey, I'm not going to yuck someone's yum if Gazman's your thing, but this ain't Gazman.
I did speak out of turn. It's worse.
Oh, I thought you said it's worse. No, you're in
yes.
trouble.
Well, sort of. Did you hear something terrible though, Joel? Because we've been running the ads here, and we discussed it after the ad. Rivers is shutting down. Rivers.
Oh, and Miller's.
And Miller's Fashion Club. Miller's Fashion Club.
Oh, I'll have to go do a big shop before they go under.
No, I'm just worried about all the people of my mum's age that want to appear to look like a table. What are they going to do? It's so sad.
Do you want to know something really nasty? Once a comedian asked me, we were backstage or doing rehearsals for the Melbourne Comedy Festival Gala, and they said to me, this is the sort of friend I am. They said to me, should I wear this shirt? And I said, absolutely, you look gorgeous. And they got trolled the hell out of them.
Oh, Oh, you know what?
Were you being polite, or you could see that it wasn't a winner, but you were just being polite?
I was setting them up. I wanted to have the best gig of the night.
Yeah, it could work.
It is terrible when you're backed in to give someone a compliment, right? So a little while ago, and this woman was lovely. I want to preface it to that, but I went to a certain restaurant opening at a suburb deep into Perth. No, mate, no. We're not talking the city, Joel.
It's in the burbs, man.
No, we're deep in the burbs. Anyway, and then I've been introduced to the staff, and this woman comes out that I think she's running the kitchen, and she said, "Do you like my tattoo?" And then I said, "Where?" And then I looked down, and then she had jeans on, and then just out of her jeans was a penis hanging out of her jeans.
What? That's the tattoo.
A penis hanging out of a thing. And then I went, "Oh, that is great." What do you say to that?
Wow, it's beautiful. It's girthy.
She goes, when people, it's a joke. I tell people how well hung I am, and I went,
yeah.
Sorry, a woman.
Okay. A woman.
How much ink was required?
Well, that's a really good question. Who did she model it on? When she took the picture into the tattoo?
That's the bigger question, isn't it? Now, Joel, you're bringing another stand-up tour back to Perth. Is all new stuff?
I am all new, and the great thing about Perth is it's towards the end of the tour. So
okay, you were perfect.
Sorry, can't you bothered?
Yeah, Adelaide. No, it means the show hopefully works by then. Yeah. It's my 15th solo stand-up show.
Which is amazing.
I know, it blows my mind. I'm 21. Actually, a photo came up of me the other day, a memory, when I was a Casanova, Supernova now. When I was with you guys, and a photo of me and beautiful Donna Hayes standing together doing an OB that we did, I think down in
Crown, was it?
Somewhere like that.
Yes, it was Crown.
Yes.
Do you know she's never come back since then? And I'm just wondering, did you have any influence on that?
What did you say to her?
I don't think it was me. I was busy getting all your coffees. So
I mean, Mum and Dad sometimes they'll turn to people if you're on the television, Joel, and they'll go, he got stripped his clothes off and got dressed into the Nova Boy outfit in our driveway
all the time.
And that's where your career actually started taking off.
I know, and I don't think I was booked to do it that day. So you
were actually booked the street over.
That was a their request.
At another house.
Hey, Joel, with your brand new show, where have you been going through all your new material? Have you been doing spots? Nat's been doing a lot of spots every now and then. I don't know if you're doing new material, Nat, but is this how you work your way through?
I'm so proud of you, Natalie Locke. I've been doing like a lot of the comedy clubs in Melbourne, sort of trying to piece it together and work it out, and find an hour of stand up. And every year you go, is this the year it doesn't work? And
and this is the year.
Well, you've run out.
This is the year. That's exciting.
I've got lots of juicy stories. There's a lot happened last year. I got engaged. I broke 5 ribs. I hosted the Real Housewives of Sydney reunion.
Was the breaking the ribs and getting engaged, is that all in the one thing?
Pretty much.
No, Sean,
that was the Real Housewives of the breaking.
No, what that is, it's a thing that gay people have to watch out for when we're trying on a new tight mesh singlet.
Oh, yes.
And Gazman.
Yeah.
No, I can tell you, breaking the ribs was less painful than hosting the Real Housewives of Sydney reunion.
Joel, is there somewhere that you haven't gone because you won't go there because you don't know if your comedy will land? Because he's
been to Colac.
I was going to say,
I grew up in Kalgoorlie. Have you been to Kalgoorlie yet?
Yes, I've performed in quite a few times.
Nothing compared to Colac.
I love it.
Where'd you stay? Where'd you stay in Kalgoorlie? The nicest place by the railway line. The Four Seasons near where the cinema used to be.
Yeah, the Condom brand. It was owned by the Condom brand. Would you like me to go to Kalgoorlie?
I do. I think that would. I just thought if you're scared, I could just go with you and I could take you to the world's tallest bin.
Well, now,
and
the world's tallest.
What do you mean? Don't laugh at it.
Well, now that you're such a socialite, going to restaurant openings in whatever suburb, I'd love to go to Kalgoorlie.
I have to say that was so deep, that suburb in Perth, it was basically Kalgoorlie.
You're a local legend. If I took you, I'd sell out. That'd be great.
No. You don't know who comes from Kalgoorlie. Azina. the Warrior Princess, worked in the mines there, and it was on. And then
Lucy
remember,
Lawless.
Lucy Lawless.
Oh my God!
And I know
Does she get the broad shoulders?
So she did that there. And then do you remember a show
Can
called
wield a pickaxe.
Do you remember a show called Models Inc? Do you remember that?
Yes.
So Models Inc, the blonde Australian girl that was in that, she was from Kalgoorlie.
Oh,
So
my
I am
gosh.
nothing.
That's a deep cut to find famous people from Kalgoorlie.
Is there a walk of
Dean
fame?
Kemp from the West Coast Eagles.
Well, he's a champion.
No,
All
there's
the
no
camps.
walk of fame.
All the
mate.
camps.
There's no walk of fame.
Hey, who was the lead actor in Models Inc? He was an Aussie guy too, wasn't he? Joel, do you remember that one?
Wait there, Joel, here's this. Let's say Kaye. What was her name, the Australian chick? Go.
Oh,
Go.
gosh.
I know.
I cannot. Give me a hint.
I feel like, no, I don't know what it is. I feel like it starts with a K, a Kimberly.
A
Kimberly
I
sounds
want
like
to
a
say
model.
her name was like Trilby or something.
A Kimberly Trilby?
Okay. No, that her first name was Trilby.
No, I
'Cause like
don't
a
think it was.
hat.
No, I think it was like a. It was a. I think it was a K. It was a hard K.
This is a great interview, isn't it? We're just like remembering letters of the alphabet.
This is our show every afternoon, 4 to 6. So
No,
I feel
okay,
right at home.
Amy, what is it? What is it?
Kylie Travis.
Kylie Travis. It was a K. It was a hard K.
And a truer at the end.
Kylie
Oh,
Travis.
let's bring it back.
Oh
Let's
my
bring it
God,
back.
yes.
Hosted by you and I.
I'm so excited.
No,
Yes,
you're the
excited.
only two people interested in it.
No, Joel, there's heaps of gay people out there.
Is there? Okay, I'm definitely through Kalgoorlie.
What do you think about Kylie's concert? Because some people are saying it's the best thing ever. Other people are saying it's just an old chick dancing in front of a big screen.
How very dare they?
Yeah. How do you feel about the disparagement of Queen Kylie?
I'm you know, my heart goes padum for Kylie. I'm thrilled Perth got her first. I'm stoked. I'm going Friday night, so I'm beside myself. Kylie could stand on stage and just you know,
like,
and not move, and I'd cry for 3 hours.
Well, that's what Mariah Carey does now.
I went to Mariah Carey in New York, and it was one of the most. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I think she did "All I Want for Christmas" about 20 times. And that was it.
I mean, you've got it's a crowd pleaser.
And
Why would you
also-
like Daryl Braithwaite doing horses for 45 minutes?
He's actually given that up, hasn't he? Has he given that up? Everyone
But
else
if anyone wants to see Mariah Carey in her performance lately, literally there's dancers like doing their thing, and these people are dancing, and then she's just like she is walking like she's shat herself.
We all know that one.
But that's what Joel does when he comes out on the stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I have had. Why am I telling you this? I did have an issue once when I went on far too much of a hardcore diet, and I was hitting the acai berries too hard, and I might have. I was getting on a train to go to Emerald Ciano's house. Oh, how's that for a name drop? Yeah. And I might have had an issue at Southern Cross Station in Melbourne where I had to pop into a cafe and change my pants.
And throw them out. Did you just throw them out?
I put them in the bin.
Yeah. But do you put it in that bin, or do you take it down to a bin down the road?
No, I put it in that bin.
Why
am I telling you this?
Why are you telling us this?
I'm trying to sell tickets.
If you do want tickets, he's playing the Regal Theatre Super Venue.
It's almost sold out.
Saturday, 17th of May. Buy your tickets fast because it's almost. Are you going to add any dates?
Yeah, absolutely. If all your listeners buy tickets right now, I'll add a date this afternoon.
Fantastic. And also, everyone,
livenation.com.au is where you can do that.
And Joel, do you promise to give someone their money back for the first person in the crowd that shits himself?
Oh, of course, absolutely. I can't have them stinking up the room.
No. It's a classy venue.
Yeah, it's like a burp to a chef. If you poop your pants laughing so hard, I'll be stoked.
Yeah, for sure.
But prove it and get your money back.
What an honour.
Prove it.
And of course, Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel this afternoon on the Nova Network around the country.
Brought to you by Gazman. Thank you so much, Joel Creasey.
Love your work, Joel.
Love you all. Love you all.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Welcome back, Reuben Kaye.
Reuben, how you going, mate?
Reuben.
I'm thrilled.
Oh,
Wait, they'll
turn
put your microphone
on.
Wow, the respect.
That's Sam. though.
Yeah, Sam.
He said,
Sam,
look,
Sam
I'll
just-
bite this bastard.
No,
Don't worry about
Sam
that.
just came from the
Am I on
project.
yet? Am I on yet? Have you turned me on yet?
Reuben.
Dragged out of here and shot, or at least put in my bunker.
Now, this is amazing, right? This is amazing because we see sometimes reality TV stars, they go into musicals and stuff like that. But I don't think that anyone from your world of like cabaret and sort of loose shows in tents on the side of the freeway.
What did you call me?
Called the K-hole.
Yeah,
for
the
example.
K-hole. So, and you're now going into musical theatre. That is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Are you so proud?
I'm very proud. I'm proud. I'm really interested to see how someone like me negotiates this because suddenly I'm working in a huge business that has a lot of constraints on
And
it.
they've always played by the rules, and you don't know the rules.
And also,
Correctly.
it's a Bible story. I'm not sure if you're aware.
What? What? No, I've never. I never read the sequel. So
he thought it was the prequel to Harry Potter.
I mean, it's not Priscilla. You know what I mean?
I just thought it was Voldemort with the cheeky wig.
You just said you were wondering how someone like you would be. Everyone's saying that you're the star of the show.
Yes,
everyone says you're this dark, and the show's going along. Everyone's playing with the story, and then all of a sudden you're the light.
Look, I am part of an ensemble of incredibly talented performers, and I would
do
never
nothing
do them
compared
a
to you.
disservice, but I am the star of the show, and they are nothing. And the minute the show's over, they're dead to me.
There needs to be a sequel called Herod, the Superstar.
Yeah.
Mad as hell and very cross.
So, what did you think that world was going to be like, and what is it in reality?
So, I did a musical in London. I did Evita when I was very young.
Wow.
And I got to say, I didn't have a great time. I thought it was really regimented. I thought it was really repetitive.
Yeah.
I thought that it had like a weird high school element backstage.
Yeah, right.
And it was hierarchical. Clicky and hierarchical. And people like me, and maybe even people like you, don't deal well with authority.
Yeah.
No. But coming into this has been the exact opposite. The cast are so emotionally connected. We're all mates backstage, just getting each other through it and making sure that we're all amped up. The creative team let me have... Excuse me, sorry, I don't know who that was. The creative team let me have a whole lot of creative input into this. So I got to kind of fiddle with the costume. I got to redo the makeup. How dare you? This is a morning show.
I mean, the thing is that
and/or Sean.
You're a renowned ad-libber. Like when you do your performance, your cabaret show, you're pretty much just doing whatever you want. Exactly, and going with the moment.
Yeah.
How does that translate to a scripted
I'll tell
musical?
You this. In rehearsal, I thought I'm just going to throw as many things out as I can and see what sticks. Yeah. You'd be familiar. And there was a couple of moments when we like this one, this is too far, and I had to learn the gauge. Yeah. Right?
Oh, the gauge.
Because of course in my shows there is no line. In my shows, I'm going out there and I'm just going.
Yeah. You're not thinking about what's coming out of your mouth, because if it's more inappropriate and it's the better.
And that's what people are there for.
Excitement there, right? But this is a totally different thing, and this audience is also coming in to see something they know. Yes. They're there to see a musical. It's not necessarily the Reuben Kaye show. So learning that has been, and yet, are any of the other people on radio?
I don't even know who's in it.
Exactly. So is that how you keep it not from being repetitive for you personally?
Exactly right. Yeah. And I get a lot of chances because the audience, when I come out, the audience give a lot to me. Yeah. And I'm allowed to really live on that edge and give a moment there.
And you love to receive.
How dare you? Well, diet depending.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I've had not after a stew. So do religious people go to a play that is based in religion?
Yeah, I think they do.
And how are they going with you?
Do you know what? I think because I am framed in a context where they go, oh, that's Herod, he's the villain. Yes. They live for it, and it's fabulous. But the other interesting thing is I think a lot of people who might have heard of me through the project or heard of me through that scandal and built up this idea of me as a boogeyman, like, oh, that's Reuben Kaye. He just says things to get a rise out of people. He's immature.
Someone hit him with a crucifix.
Someone hit him with a crucifix. Right? And then they see me, and once they're put in a room where I'm there, they go, oh, he's a human being, and he's talented, and suddenly all of their presuppositions just sort of melt away.
Because a lot of people just met the scandal.
Yeah.
That's right.
And they didn't see what the person does.
And from that, they didn't even see it happen on the show. They just read the news.com articles about it and formed an opinion.
Yeah, and news.com, as we know, is a very balanced and fair publication.
Very nice. Yeah, that's why I just
right up there with the Daily Mail, Reuben.
They're doing so well.
What was the most exciting thing that you'll put into? For me, after my time in reality TV, I was one of the crossword questions in That's Life, and it was probably one of the greatest honours.
Oh, that's so nice of you to talk about you in my interview.
That's right. What have you been in? What have you been in, you arsehole? Which is another thing you love.
That's my favourite thing I've been in.
we're joined by the incredible talent that is Reuben Kaye, currently starring as Herod in Jesus Christ Superstar at Crown. Tickets from crownperth.com.au if they're not already snapped up.
I don't even know Herod. Like, I don't know. Sean was giving me a bit of a rundown because I was
I'm not a fool. He was the king.
Because I was like, we always hear about like Jesus and Mary and all those guys.
So you wanted the focus to be on someone else.
And I said, there's another side
like
character that pops in, like a neighbour, that we, instead of following the biblical story, we could then just follow the biblical story, but we can follow that person.
Why don't you write some biblical fan fiction?
Yeah. I jump in and I'm a little bit of colour and light in a show.
Yeah.
So I don't want to spoiler alert. The second half of this show gets a bit dark.
So
why? What happens?
You bring it to life.
What happened? So I heard
no spoilers.
I heard it was one of the most full-on accidents at Bunnings.
Yeah, but you know what? They'll beat it by 10%.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it. Jesus Christ Superstar's been on for 1,000 years all over.
It's a classic.
It's such a big show.
Yeah.
So it's been around since you were 4?
No, me. And not in a good way.
No.
Reuben, I was just asking you about Fringe as well, because you've been so busy over here in a short period of time, and then you're moving all around Australia. Obviously, the show's going everywhere.
Yeah, name a pie. I've got my finger in it.
Literally. Are you ever home? And what's your schedule?
Home?
What are you running
reasons,
from?
I cannot answer that. No reviews. No, I'm on the road. So once I knew I was going onto this tour, I had a place in Melbourne. I just lived inside a soy latte. And then I thought, well, I'm going to go on tour to the UK. I'm going to run off and do some shows there. I'm going to go to Europe. I'm going to go and do this. So I just gave up my legs.
Reuben, there's a rental crisis. You're never going to be able to get another one.
I think I might have screwed myself here. Talk about clutching pearls. I'm not going to get a pearl necklace. I'm going to get a Pearl Harbor.
Where do you get things delivered?
That joke me.
Yeah.
Where do I get things delivered? This is so showy.
Yeah.
Stage door. Okay. I get all my mail gets delivered to stage door.
The back door.
Are you serious?
Oh, what else?
Is that the
the back? So, what do you mean? Stage door is like where the artists leave at the end of the show is not through the public. We leave through kind of like a little secret entrance.
Yeah. That's right.
But that's also a postal entrance. And so that's where like your visitors
that's where all your fans hang out by stage door to get a glimpse of the superstar.
That's where usually things go out, but instead they're going in, Sean.
I get the analogy.
There's some people haven't even had a croissant yet. And there is so many anal jokes in this show. It feels like I'm in one of my shows.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it is Anal Wednesday, so I mean, it's just me leaning into it.
I am stealing that. Going into my show.
Don't say lean into it.
And you're getting nothing.
Reuben, we've got some tickets to your show to give away. How do you feel about that?
Well, he's trying to buy a house.
Two double passes to go and see Jesus Christ Superstar, now showing at Crown Theatre.
And go in and, be offended.
What callers will get? Two double Sean.
Those callers will be 5 and 7 right now. 5 and 7, 13, 24, 10.
Thank you, Reuben, for coming in. It's always
Reuben.
a joy to have you.
You're chucking me out now. You've had your way with me and you throw me out worn out.
I know. And we don't even respect you in the morning.
Yeah, respect? Who can afford that? As you said, rental crisis. Just show me a place with a doorknob and some Vaseline and I'm anyone's.
Hey, guys, he's still here.
There he is.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.